All right. Live and in action. Okay, we are talking about creating leads, generating not necessarily sales, but leads. Because I mean, you can do the next step, right? You can take on the next step of making the sales, but yeah, you can do sales as well with YouTube, and really lead generation is what I'm here to talk about. So, my name is Jessie, here with Attract and Amplify, and Jessie Butler thinks for your business, building businesses and helping business owners, more so solopreneurs. That's hard to say, and recruiters. You know, if you have your own pipeline and you're trying to build that sucker, and without a lot of overhead, a lot of expense, more organically, I can help you. So that's what we're going to talk about today. All right. Yes. If you have questions, please put them in the chat. I'll be reading them as I go through. Otherwise, you know, I'll have a little bit of Q&A, you know, little bit of structure along with my Q&A. That's what I'm going for. Cool. All right. First of all, yeah, I completely believe that you can use YouTube to generate leads without having to do a whole lot of hustle mentality. So here's the deal. What I did is back in 2015, I started using YouTube to find qualified leads as a recruiter. All right. And it wasn't, recruiters had a really bad name, and I didn't want to have that name. I wanted to be, I guess I want to be respected, but more so, I didn't want to be known as that person that was ready to flip the switch on somebody once I hired them. I didn't want that. Values, you know, that obviously integrity, those were very important things to me. And I don't want someone thinking that I had no problem lying to them. I don't. I mean, I do have a problem. I do have a problem lying, but I don't want them thinking that I would, because I wouldn't, not on purpose. So I educated myself a lot in the information that I was providing as a recruiter. It was really important to me to have a streamlined line of communication with the operations and with hiring and whoever else was involved, so that the information that I was providing was accurate at the time. Now, things change, so I made sure that I was consistent with my communication and that I was consistently putting out new videos so that they knew, oh, well, here, this is what I've got now. So anyways, generation for recruiting was phenomenal for me. It worked very, very well. Here's the thing. You don't have to go viral. You absolutely do not have to go viral in order to have success with YouTube and with lead generation. I'm here to shout that from the rooftops, not only on the recruiting side, but also on sales. So I have a hair that's driving me nuts. I was seeing a lot of success as far as lead generation for a payment processing business as well that I have. And that, again, it's not viral. None of my content is viral. I'm not sure I should brag about that, but it's not. And I still get sales and leads from those videos because I'm answering questions. I'm answering questions that people are asking, and therefore, you know, they know to come to me because I have the answers for them, or I can get the answers for them, or whatever, you know, but they know they can trust me because I've given them that information. So yeah, there's that. A lot of people are trying to use YouTube for lead generation, or at least a simpler system, you know. So instead of having to buy leads, I'm not saying that paying for marketing is a bad idea. I don't think it is a bad idea, but not everybody is in that position yet. Marketing is important. If you're a business and you want to stay in business, yeah, you got to market. You got to get your business out there. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to do advertising all the time. There's alternatives. And one of those alternatives is, in fact, YouTube. You can do paid. You can do free. There's other options. Yep. All right. Questions. Hang on. I lost my line of questions. Where'd it go? Let us see. Can you really generate leads on YouTube? Absolutely, you can. Yes, the answer is yes. You can generate leads on YouTube. And you don't need to overcomplicate it. And I think that's where a lot of people go wrong, is they just assume that that it's a really complicated process. You have to know all the ins and outs. I went live on YouTube and saw success right away. Well, I should say like immediately, but within the week, I didn't even have a thumbnail. By the way, that's not saying that thumbnails are not important. They are a very important part of YouTube, especially now. But back then, I didn't even have a thumbnail. Yeah. Nope. Just raw video, because I went live and it was that. And I don't think it was a camera phone. Does that help? I don't even remember what kind of camera I used. It wasn't a webcam, I can tell you that, because I was outside. I want to say that it was a camera phone, but I don't even remember if I had a camera phone back then. Anyways, it works. Yes, the answer is yes. You can really generate leads on YouTube if you're answering the right questions. Getting yourself out there. Consistency is going to matter, because you want to make sure that you're answering the question really over and over. YouTube lead generation versus other marketing, which works best? Ooh, that I'm not sure I can necessarily answer what works best. I can tell you what's worked for me and what I've tried. So as far as YouTube leads, that's what I'm here for. Yes, they absolutely work. Have I done paid marketing? Yes, paid on, of course, a lot of other platforms, especially on the recruiting side. But as far as what works better, here's my take. With paid marketing, sometimes you get a lot of excess leads. With YouTube, my leads are qualified. They know something about me. Not that you can't do the same type of thing with paid marketing, as you can. It is a different strategy. You still need to have the right keywords. You need to be spreading the right message, identifying who your ideal audience is. Those are all very important, whether you're on YouTube or you're doing a paid marketing. If you're doing paid marketing on Meta, Google, any of those, then on social media platforms, then yes, make sure that you are honing in on who you serve and how you serve them. Otherwise, the price of your leads goes up, but also, when it comes to turnaround, but also the quality, which to me is more important. So I can get a whole lot more leads off of a Meta platform quite quickly than I can off of YouTube. Quality leads that I get seems to be, as what I've seen at least, for me, it has been better quality off of YouTube. And that's probably why I stand on that milk box for so long, because like I said, I have not gone viral. I'm not here saying, yeah, look at all my viral videos. Not at all. But I've seen success without having to do that. And to me, that's cool as all get out, because then I'm not wasting my time. Here's one of the most frustrating things. If you are an agent, if you are a recruiter, if you're a solopreneur who's like selling one-to-one, then if you get a lead and that lead is garbage, like they don't have the money, They don't want what you are selling because it doesn't even fit them. They just somehow saw your ad out there. Like if you get those type of leads, if you're a recruiter, maybe they don't have the qualifications that you need them to have. You can educate people through video to apply after they've watched the video. So once they've watched the video, they'll determine themselves, hey, I am qualified for this position, or hey, what they have is what I'm looking for. It meets all my needs. Check, check, check. That's why video has been so successful for so many different businesses lately. Lately, as in the last several years, because they're learning how to create the message, answer the questions that people are asking, and understand their customers better. Before, video was more of an entertainment. And you still see it. It's not like video isn't entertainment anymore. It is, but it can be extremely informative. And I think that's where a lot of people lose where a lot of people just kind of lose the intent. What are you using YouTube for? Are you using it for entertainment? Awesome. Go with it. Are you using it to generate leads? If you are, make sure you're giving them the information that's either going to pre-qualify them, disqualify them. And you don't have to be like, dude, you don't qualify. You are not the person I'm looking for. They can determine that because you have given them that information over the video. So just pretend you are talking to somebody on the phone, one-on-one, on the phone. You can even just be like, hey, what's up? Yeah, let me answer your questions. Pretend you're on the phone. I don't care. Whatever's easier for you to turn the video on and start answering questions. I should just do that. Yeah. Yes, definitely YouTube works better. Right? No. But for some people, it's a mindset thing. So when they turn the video on, they like freeze. So just pretend you're on the phone. And if the phone is too hard, pretend they're just sitting over here and you're talking about it. Don't even look at the camera. I don't care. It's the information that's the most ideal, right? The information is going to be the one that's going to help them determine if it's a good fit for them or not. So share information. There. That's my soapbox. I said milk box. Oh, I love it. Whatever. I like it. Okay. So yeah, that's my take on it. Hang on, I lost my questions. How do I get inbound leads without cold calling? That will work. How do I get inbound leads without cold calling? Video will work. So what kind of questions or what kind of product or service are you providing to somebody? That's going to be within your title of your YouTube video. And then answer the question. What are they asking? So in your case, if you are a plumber and you are wondering how can I get leads from my plumbing company, let us know where you're at, what location you're at. I'm in Ronan, Montana. Plumbing. I offer plumbing services. So maybe let's talk about, I'm terrible at off the cuff, right? Let's talk about plumbers for new construction plumbers. If you're looking for a new construction plumber in Ronan, Montana, contact us. Here's a little bit about us. This is what we can do. We do high-end homes. We also do commercial businesses, commercial buildings. If you want more information, call 1-2-3-4-5-6-7-8-9. Yeah. So I mean, that it can be as basic as that. It doesn't have to be a 10-minute video. I do think that longer videos can be more beneficial as far as lead generating, but they're not all that way. You're not going to get more subscribers necessarily with shorts. At least what I've seen, you don't get a lot of subscribers, but that doesn't mean you're not going to get the leads that you need. And views are important as long as they're quality views, like they're watching throughout the whole thing. But if they don't, it's okay. They don't need to be watching you if they're not searching for or needing what you've got to give, because they're not your audience. You want the right people to do it. Okay, so I started talking about this a little bit earlier. Let's say you have a video that goes viral. Okay, view video or more. Awesome. Love it. Out of those, you have 10% of those apply. 10% of those apply as a recruiter, okay? You have to sort through 10% of those viewers. You have to go through all of their applications. Do you, one person, have time to do that? Probably not. But let's say you had 100 or 1,000, whatever. Let's say you had 1,000 views on a video. Now you have to sort through 10% of those. That's way easier than 100,000, 10% of 100,000, right? I mean, let's say you have 10. You had 10 views. You're so frustrated. You only had 10 views on that video. Dang nabbit, right? How frustrating. I spent time on that video. Man, I scripted it. I thought I was answering the questions they were wanting, and I only got 10 views. But I did get one application. Awesome. Guess what? That one application is probably a better fit for your position that you are trying to fill than any 100,000 that watched the viral video. But you see what I'm saying? You don't need, if you're trying to fill a position, you don't need 1,000 people applying. You need one person, the right person. And that's what video can do for you with lead generation on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Now, let's talk about as far as sales. As far as sales, you've got, say you have somebody, you have a couch, okay? There's a couch that you want to sell, and you want to make sure that it's a good fit for somebody. Okay, I'm going to tell you all about this couch, and I'm going to tell you about this couch as if it was me, okay? I want to buy this couch. It heats up. It's, first of all, it's like a fake leather that washes very easily. Oh, love that because I have big dogs. Absolutely love that. Okay, so I have big dogs. They like to sit on the couch. They also have, one of them has like nails that I don't know why they hurt so bad, but he thinks he's nice and he pets me, and they are painful. I'm afraid that it's going to puncture the couch. Okay, it needs to be really thick material. It needs to be very good quality, right? Seams need to be good. I also absolutely love to put my feet up. So if it's not a recliner on the couch, probably not going to use it. So it needs to be easy to clean. It needs, I want a color variation too, right? Easy to clean. It needs to have good quality material so it doesn't puncture easily. I would love it to have a footrest, more of a lounging. And, my husband's 6'4", so I want to make sure that it has a high enough back that he can be comfortable. Not just me. I mean, because he sits in a normal chair and he's like way up here. That doesn't do him any good. He's trying to take a nap. Okay, so there's that. I want that. Let's say, I live in Montana, so it'd be really nice if that material, even though, it's kind of a quick leather, it's probably going to get cold. So I really like it to have a heating element to it. That'd be stellar. I love that. Let's do it. Okay, so now I'm telling you about the heating element. You know what? Let's go big. I want a radio in it, and I want lights on the bottom. I mean, let's go disco party. I don't know. These are things that you can sell. They're all, different features of that this couch has, but you're telling them why it could be beneficial. Hey, I live in Montana. I like the heater. Yes, the downfall, I'm still giving you the downfall. because I'm giving you sides, right? I'm giving you the pros and cons because I want to make sure that if you do purchase this couch, that you're not going to ask for a refund 10 minutes later, right? Yeah, so you're going to know the good and bad, the evil. All right, so what else? The downfall is I have to plug in my couch. I have to plug in my couch? That seems so ridiculous to me. By the way, if you want to know a fun fact, a fun stupid fact about me, we have 3 chairs in our living room and 1 couch, and they all plug in. I just spit. They all plug in. That is insane. Who would have thought? When I was younger, this is a side note that matters this much, by the way, to this video. But when I was younger, we had this couch that my parents got. I think they got it, like it was one of their first purchases as when they got married. But it was, it reminded me of like a Western couch. Why it had brown and black and white in it. And it was kind of a really tight crisscross. I don't know what kind of material it was. It was really tight, like crisscross thing. And it wasn't a plaid, but if you look really, really close, maybe it would come off as that. I don't know. Anyways, we had a saddle that was my mom's growing up, and we would put that saddle on the armrest because these armrests were huge. At least when I was little, it seemed huge. So these armrests, they're huge. We would put the saddle on it, and we would pretend we're our horses. The other person didn't get the saddle, but the one side did. And then the other person, then there'd be a kid that would be like pulling on it to get it down. Anyways, it's a very, very sturdy couch is what I'm getting at. And inside of that, if you opened up that arm, which looking back at this, I cannot believe that we put a saddle on this arm. But if you opened up that, there was a like radio, AM, FM radio gauges and everything in there. This couch had a radio in it. That was like circa early 1980s. Yeah, and we had that. That's pretty cool for us, to be honest with you. Okay, anyways, the selling point on that, if I was to sell that right now, that sucker was sturdy. We sat on that. We had 4 kids at the time, or there was 4 of us at the time, and we were like, I don't know, you say roughhousing, you say people will talk about their kids being like, just being rough. Oh my gosh. Yeah. We were rough. I was the only girl out of 6 kids. But at the time there was 4, and we were rough. Okay. Anyways, there's that. I would describe that couch as very, very sturdy. Yes, it plugged in. Honestly, that's where I went to this. But anyways, it was warm and cozy. It had a trundle bed inside of it. It was a pull-out bed. Is a pull-out bed a trundle bed? Are those the same thing? A trundle bed is like underneath a bed, right? Okay, now I'm trying to remember which one's which. Anyways, this sucker was heavy. It was super sturdy. We had it all growing up. It survived us. That should be enough. If you knew my family, that should be enough to sell it to anybody. Okay. What else? What's my other question? What else are you asking me? So how do I get inbound leads without cold calls? Cold calls suck, man. I do not like cold calls. They are not fun. They aren't. I did insurance a long time ago, over 20 years ago. I was doing insurance, and I would have to make all these cold calls. I know they say they're not cold calls. These are warm leads. They messaged us to come in. They didn't know what the crap they were messaging you. You sent them a little card that said, did you have questions on blah, 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 market. And then, so Part D, insurance questions Part D. Yeah, Medicare Part D. Nobody knew what was going on there. Of course they had questions. They want you to send them information. All right. No, instead, they would hand these to insurance agents, and they would say, oh, here, these are leads. And you get this stack, of leads. So I'm going through these leads. Let's say these are my leads, okay? So you get the stack of leads. You're going through them one by one. You're dialing the number. This person has probably got 30 other people, minimum, calling them for insurance. I was just going to say your car insurance or your car warranty is up. Okay, anyways, squirrel moments. Welcome to my brain. Anyways, they are getting calls by a gazillion other people, one trying to sell them insurance. Those are cold leads. Don't tell me those are warm leads. They are not. They didn't know who they were signing up for. They don't know anything about you. They just answered the question and then they disappeared. You disappeared. And then you call them and expect them to know everything that they did 3 weeks ago by filling out this survey for you that they didn't even know was for you. Because if they did know it was for you, they probably wouldn't have filled it out because they didn't want you calling them. Right? Yeah, give them something. Give them something helpful. Do you want information on Part D? Let me tell you about it. That's what YouTube can do. They come to you searching because it's a search engine. There you go. So you want to get rid of cold leads? Answer a question on a video? Problem solved. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. Why aren't my sales efforts converting? Are you pushing them? How pushy are you? How salesy are you? I hate salesy people. I hope to never be that person. It's too much for me. It gives me anxiety. It makes me feel like I'm claustrophobic or something. I don't can't handle it. Please don't come at me trying to sell me something. If I'm interested, I'm going to ask you questions. I want those questions answered. I want to be informed. But don't be sitting there saying like, oh, well, what do you think your life will be like if you don't have this? You know, what would your life be like next year if you don't do this investment? Dude, I don't know. Is it going to help me? Is it going to answer the questions? Is it going to solve my problem? Awesome. Let's do it. If it's not, get away. Yeah. So to answer your question, why aren't my sales efforts converting? Are you too busy or are you trying to solve a problem? If you are trying to solve a problem, then your sales will convert if you're talking to the right people. Maybe you're not talking to the right people. Identify who your audience is so they know. How do I generate leads without buying lists? Don't buy a list. I mean, if you have somebody that you can collaborate with that aligns with your business, then by all means collaborate with them. But don't just go buy lists. Those are garbage. They're not going to help you. They're going to put you into spam because if you're emailing or texting using those, you are going to be marked as spam over and over and over and over again. Okay? Don't do it. Why am I always chasing clients? I think that you might be chasing clients if you are not. Are you trying to help them or are you trying to make the sale? Because to me, people can feel those who are trying to make the sale and feel like they don't care about them, right? So make sure you're trying to help them. Okay. Does YouTube work for B2B sales? So I had, yes, it works for B2B sales. Do you want to know how? One of the things I find extremely helpful, yes, I am trying to multitask here, so I apologize. One of the things that I find extremely helpful with YouTube and B2B sales is demonstrations. So if you if say you're an affiliate marketer or you are you're a SaaS company, okay? You are trying to show your product in action, or maybe you're trying to get investors in it. One of the best ways to do that is to show how your product works, how it will solve somebody's problem. Actually show them how it's done. Okay? By doing that, they're going to see an increased value. If they cannot visualize how that's going to help somebody, you're likely not going to get the investment. So yes, YouTube can definitely help with B2B sales. I've seen it over and over. What I really like about it is that I can do a tutorial of a product or service, but I can do, let's say it's a online product. I can do a tutorial of that product being used, how to use it, best case scenarios, worst case scenarios. The reason I say worst case is because if it falls in their lap, how are they going to fix it? And they're going to want you to show them worst case scenarios because they want to see, how can we improve it? Is it going to be worth the investment? Have they even considered worst case? Anyways, demonstrations, fantastic. B2B sales, heck yeah, that is the way to go. Oh man, that's just a. Do you want to know why? It's silly is because some will need 100 views. Yes, you can get a client from just 10 views. Done it. It's weird. But then I've had videos that have gotten thousands of views that I hadn't gotten a client from that video. So it really is, and I've done ads where I haven't gotten clients, and it's seen, those have got 100,000 views on them. Remember, that's paid marketing. 100,000 views, but I didn't get a client out of it. So I wasted all that money. So frustrating. Starting a new business, wasting money on marketing. Marketing is a must. You must market your business for your business to survive. But marketing has many different faces. It can be online. It can be offline. It can be print. It can be television. It can be on social media platforms. It could be on a billboard. It could be on a bench. It could be word of mouth. There are so many ways to market. There are many ways to market that are organic or unpaid. If you want faster reach, yes, paid is great, but not everybody is in that area. And the best ways to supplement paid marketing is to have an organic reach as well. So having a combination of organic, which YouTube I would consider organic, which is search optimized, as well as optimized through the platforms, the social media platforms. Yeah, there you go. Do it. All right. Do I have any more questions? More questions? How many of you guys use apps for I did. Yep, we're using that one. Nonprofits. Ooh, this gives me, this is not a question, but I'm still going to answer it anyway. Okay. The reason, nonprofits. Can video be used for nonprofits? Yes. You can explain what you're doing for a business. You can explain or who you serve. I mean, some nonprofits are helping businesses, some help individuals, or recognize. There's a nonprofit that I work with that I'm on the board of, and it's for the Montana Pro for the last 10 years. This is actually your anniversary. They use video marketing. And how do they do that? They work with SWX They have their own YouTube channel. They use social media platforms. But what they do is they will video interviews and they'll take pictures and turn them into videos. They'll do so many things to answer questions, to educate people about what that nonprofit is all about, which really it's about educating people about about others, about how many people throughout Montana or have Montana roots, Montana links that are part of pro football. It could be a coach, it could be an athlete, it could be an athletic trainer, it could be someone in marketing, but they're connected to pro football and they have roots in Montana as well. So it's educating. It's fun. Okay. I am making a video for them right now. This one is all of pictures, but it's educating people to let them know that the 10th annual Montana Pro Football Hall of Fame is celebrating on the 26th, 27th, 27th, 28th. Yeah. I love it. That is the 2024 class, maybe? Love it. Use audio. Use audio. Okay. That's how you do it. Uh-oh, that didn't work. Boop. Use audio. See, I don't even know what I'm doing here. There we go. Save. Now I can put it on YouTube. Boom. That's how it works. Yeah. Okay. What other questions do you have for me? Save the camera roll. Did I already do that? I think I did. Okay. Question. Do I need to go viral to get leads? 100% no. Start over. Yeah, you do not need to go viral. And I think I mentioned that right out of the gate. You do not need to go viral in order to get leads. I think I had 7 subscribers, and I think I had less than 50. I want to say it was 39 views on a video when I got my first client from it. So yeah, as far as recruiting, my first video had 67 views when I got my first applicant from YouTube. That was back in 15. And then when I started a channel in 21, that channel, I think it was 39 views that I got. And then I had 7 subscribers. Some of those subscribers may have been me from other accounts, just so I could keep track of the channel. Don't do that, by the way. Don't do that. Yeah. Okay. Is YouTube better than cold outreach? I'm going to shout 100%. Why? YouTube is better than cold outreach because YouTube, they're pre-qualifying themselves for you. You're giving them the information. You're letting them know, this is who it's for. This is who it's not for. This is what we can do. This is what we can't do. And they can determine if it's a good fit. And then they will call you or they will opt in to what you are offering in order to decide, or, as a decision on whether or not to work with you. So it is not cold. When you are reviewing their information in your CRM, by the way, for CRMs, I use Go High Level. Go High Level has been great. I also use the CRM for payment processing. It's a great CRM. It's deposits. If you want more information on that, let me know. I will get you that as well. But you can do video. Anyways, lots of stuff, lots of CRM. But the best thing is to collect addresses. You can do it with a simple lead form using Google even. Might not be as organized or pretty, but you can do it as simple as that. Collect emails. That way, those are not cold. You know, they've already warmed up because they've got to know you through video, and then, you know, then reach out to them every once in a while. Let them know what you're doing. Keep them in the loop on any of your videos that are being released, published, that stuff. What else? What should sales reps post on YouTube? Good question. A sales rep, remember when I was talking about demos? Demos are great. Now, this can be argued. I've worked with sales reps where they didn't want to put a demo on YouTube because they felt like if they put that demo on YouTube, they would never have someone sign up for a demo, which was their biggest way to sell, right? If you're selling with a demo over the phone or over Zoom, why can't you sell with a demo using YouTube? There are a lot of affiliate marketers who do that exact thing. Use a demo. Don't hide your demo. Maybe not, you don't have to do the whole demo in one section, right? You can do little bits and pieces. Like, let's say for Go High Level, if I'm a sales rep for Go High Level, and I want to show you how to create a lead capture page. So I would create a landing page for you. I'd show you how to do a landing page. Maybe I'd just do the form. I could just do these 15-second snippets. You don't have to do the whole what this can do. Then if you want to set up a full demo, they can create something that's specific to, or you can create something as a sales rep. There you go. You specific to that business and what their needs are. Absolutely, you should be using that. Don't shy away from it. I know people, that's an argument, and that's something that, this is my opinion, works better. I can't tell you if it would work better or worse. I'm just telling you it works. End of story. Sorry, I lost my last question. What video brings in clients? There's a number of videos that'll bring in clients. Sometimes it'll be culture videos. Sometimes it'll be POV videos if you're doing shorts. A lot of times it'll be demos. A lot of times it'll be Q&A opportunities, or just, it could be multiple questions in one video. Like today I'm hitting, sorry, I have a hair. Today I'm answering quite a few questions all on one video, where a lot of times I'll just do short little questions. I'll do videos with short question answer. Yep. Day in the life of it is also something that will help with clients, because it could be a point of view for the day in the life of someone who uses that. That can be extremely helpful. What videos don't bring in clients? So I have never had a video, maybe it's because of my skills or lack thereof, but I have never had a dancing video or something like that, something that's completely irrelevant, bring in sales. So just make sure that whatever you're doing is relevant. Cool. What questions should I answer to get leads? The questions your audience is asking. That's it. What questions should you answer to get leads? The questions your audience is asking. Is it annoying when you get sometimes the obvious response? But that is in fact what it is. What's your audience? What do they need to know? What do they want to know? What would help them make that decision? The good. Yeah. What does a simple lead gen look like? What does a simple lead gen YouTube strategy look like? Okay. I have an opt-in form. I'm just going to show you mine. And this is very simple, by the way. This is a simple lead. This is a simple lead gen YouTube strategy. Okay. I am telling people, I'm giving them, I'm answering their questions, right? Okay. So I'm answering their questions and I'm flat out telling them that they need to, in my case, answer people's questions in order to generate leads. Okay. So that strategy is I give them a video that's answering a question. And then at the end of that video, I say, hey, if this resonated with you, if you found this video helpful, if you want more, make sure that you sign up for my free one conversation lead kit, which is my freebie. So you create a freebie. So you have a video and then you have a call to action, and that call to action has them give you their email or telephone number, depending on how you do it, and your telephone, your email, your name, and then they will receive free, which, by the way, don't give them garbage. Give them something that's going to help them. Give them something that's going to get them the next step closer to buying from you, but also a step closer to them seeing the success or the transformation they need. Okay. All right. So video, lead form. They fill that out. You give them what they're asking for. And then it goes into your CRM, go high level. It goes into their CRM, your CRM, and then you communicate with them on a regular basis. You don't have to message them 4 times a day. Don't do that. Okay. Give them value maybe once, twice a week, maybe 3-4 times a month. But give them value and don't disappear, because you still have a message for them. They still need your help. You solved this problem, but this was a piece. This was a step. Okay. This was the first step. You have other steps that they need help with. That. Don't disappear on them. That's your lead generation, your YouTube lead generation strategy. There you go. Did I answer that? All right. Yep. Business for sales reps, how to get clients without cold calling, YouTube for B2B. Yes, all of those things. That's what we're answering. How to use YouTube for lead generation, how to get clients without cold calling. Yes, that's same type of thing. Same mindset, you guys. You get clients without cold calling by providing them information, like educating them. Because then they are going to seek you out. They find you through search, right? They will. They'll find you through search. And then once they find you, you educate them, then they're going to continue to watch your videos, continue to get information from you, sign up for whatever you have that's going to help them solve their problem. Yes. Okay. I hope you found that helpful. On my milk cart. I don't know why I said it. Soapbox, whatever. Okay, I hope you found that helpful. You guys rock. Have a great rest of your day. That's it. Oh, call to action. If this video resonated with you, if you found this helpful, then don't forget to sign up for my free one conversation lead kit. It'll be in the description. Plus, if you want a little bit more information on some of the affiliates that I have, that I partner with, check them out. I use Go High Level. I mentioned that multiple times today. This, by the way, was not sponsored by Go High Level. Treasure State Payment Processing Business Solutions. If you are looking for something better than Stripe, yes, better than Stripe, then the link in the description for Treasure State Payments. So it is more reliable, it is more secure, it has all kinds of fraud protection, it is specific to you, treasure state payments. Okay. I also am an affiliate for Poppy AI. When it comes to creating content with ease, making life easy for you, use Poppy. Not only do they have a lot of templates and resources, but you can create your own Poppy board. So if you're wondering what Poppy is an AI-powered, like visual mind mapping, thinking, content creation tool. That's the best way to describe it. It's very helpful when you do YouTube videos. Yes, it is. That's not the only AI I use. And Go High Level also has AI implemented into it. I do use ChatGPT. I do use, I love Adobe Firefly. I also use Descript, is video AI, video and podcasting editing software. It's also very handy. I also use a lot of Claude. Claude, yes, I have lots of favorites. But I try them, so you don't have to. I'll tell you what works. You let me know what your business goals are, and we will find a way to them. Okay, let's find a strategy to make your business work. So, but anyways, as far as the affiliates, I may or may not have gotten off track there, but as far as the affiliates, the ones that the companies that I am an affiliate for, I use them and I think very highly of them. They are not my only source. Sometimes I use other things along with them. Sometimes I only use them, but I do use them. There are things that I use that I'm not an affiliate of, mostly because I don't have an affiliate program, but I use the bejeebers out of it. If you want to know what those somethings are, it's Adobe. I love Adobe products. I am an Adobe nerd. All right. Doesn't mean I know everything about Adobe, so maybe I shouldn't say nerd, but I'm Adobe obsessed. My favorite, I love Adobe Premiere Pro for editing. But there are some things that Descript has that Adobe does not. So yes, I use both. What's really nice about Descript, for those of you who are just getting 2 videos, what's really nice about it is you can record your video within Descript, and then you can have their little AI, their overlord. Is it overlord? You tell it what you want it to do, and it will do it for you. I love that. But there are some things that I just absolutely love. With Premiere Pro, I can manually do, there's some things that I can do quite quickly because I've used it for so long. And Descript I've only used for maybe a year, not quite a year. I use it and then I stopped using it because it wasn't working well with the computer. And I started using it again and I was like, whoa, it can do this? Insane. So yeah, there's some benefits. All right. Yeah, I think that's it for me today. So yeah, go get your one conversation lead kit from me. And if you have more questions, you can always follow up. Be like, hey, I've got more questions. Will you answer them? Put them in the chat or in the comments, and I will answer them, whether in a video or in their own little video or in a reply. Sound fair? Okay. Thank you so much for joining me today. And yes, I am long-winded, so we are just wrapping up an hour. But again, I will be here again later this week to answer more questions.